News with Stephen Carroll. Good morning, Stephen.
Hello, Catherine.
We're going to be starting off with the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, kicked off yesterday. Mark Zuckerberg was the top speaker there.
Yeah, and he used the opportunity to defend the price that Facebook had paid for WhatsApp, the mobile messaging service. Facebook last week said that it was going to pay $19 billion in cash and shares for the company, a pretty huge price tag for a service that certainly wasn't thought to be worth that much beforehand. Now, Mark Zuckerberg said he planned to leave the service as it is, although the company's current chief executive did say they were going to launch voice calls on the service later this year. WhatsApp has 450 million users compared to Facebook's 1.2 billion. Mark Zuckerberg says that WhatsApp is a valuable company by itself, but also as a partner for Facebook.
I actually just think that by itself it's worth more than $19 billion. I mean, it's hard to exactly make that case today because they have so little revenue compared to that number. But I mean, the reality is there are very few services that reach 1 billion people in the world. They're all incredibly valuable, much more valuable than that. So I mean, there's a chance.
They're halfway there already.
I could be wrong.
Now, staying in Barcelona, and Samsung used the opportunity of the event to unveil its new Galaxy S5 smartphone. The South Korean firm is trying to keep pole position in the smartphone market. It currently has about a 30% market share there. Now, its main rival, Apple, never attends the Mobile World Congress, but it does have a lot of other competition there from old and new names. Catherine Viette has more.
It's the market leader in smartphones, and it's upping the ante at the Mobile World Congress. In a bid to ward off a rising challenge from China, Samsung is betting on biometrics.
We've talked about the health monitoring, the heart rate monitoring side of the phone, and also in the wearable devices. We're going to see great new innovations with people who take health and fitness to whole new levels.
The heartbeat monitoring on the Galaxy S5 is a world first, and it's designed to work in conjunction with the company's smartwatches. Samsung made about 30% of all smartphones sold last year, nearly twice the share of arch-rival Apple, which once again skipped the event. Nokia, which was once a market leader, is struggling to stay relevant. Bought by Microsoft, it's turned to rival Google to power its new line of phones, the X and X Plus. A move that's left some analysts scratching their heads.
I think it'll be really interesting to see how long Microsoft supports this project and this strategic push once the acquisition closes.
The growth area for mobile phone companies is now in emerging markets, where low-cost Android models sell particularly well. More than 1.1 million devices running Android are expected to ship this year, compared with just 360,000 using the Windows operating system.
Okay, well, we're going to stay with things geeky and technology-ish. Stephen, good news for a Chinese tech company.
Yeah, this is the Chinese equivalent of Twitter, Weibo, and it's turned a profit for the first time in its history. The chairman of its parent company, Sina, says it earned an operating profit of $3 million in the fourth quarter of last year. Sina as a whole saw profits jump to $44 million, helped by a 160% rise in advertising revenue at Weibo. Now, Sina says that Weibo has some 500 million users worldwide. Will well be another company that we'll be watching, I'm sure, in the future.
Okay, so tell us what's going on with the markets today.
Well, a positive lead from Wall Street yesterday is helping markets over in Asia today as well. The Nikkei in Tokyo up over 1.5% now, as you can see. Shares in China not doing so well after jitters in the housing market there, sending the Chinese shares into the negative territory. House prices there grew at a slower rate in January, one of the concerns. And in South Korea, shares in the tech firm Naver are up almost 7% after reports of an offer from SoftBank to buy its stake in its rival to WhatsApp called Line.
Okay, let's move on to the happiest place on earth, as they call it at least. Also shaping up to be quite an expensive place.
Yeah, perhaps not the most expensive place on earth, but it's getting closer. The price of a one-day ticket to Disney's Magic Kingdom has risen to $99.
Ooh, that is expensive.
Yeah.
It's a lot less than what it costs here in Paris.
Indeed, but it is the world's most visited theme park at the same time. 17 million people passed through the gates back in 2012. The increase comes after Disney said revenues from its theme parks had risen by 16% last year to over $670 million. All that magic obviously comes at a price. The company, though, saying that it's the quality of their theme parks that means that people pay more to get there.
Oh, there we go. Well, there's an answer for everything, isn't there? Thanks very much. Stephen Carroll with the business news, back in an hour's time with more. We're going to move on now, though, to our daily look at the